Good morning, students of Standard 9. Welcome back to the third and final video of your revision classes. We will be taking up the same chapter, The Sound of Music by Bismillah Khan. The Sound of Music, which features the stories of Evelyn Glennie and Bismillah Khan, who in their respective fields were supposed to be and are supposed to be the greatest that the world has ever seen. While Evelyn Glennie was a xylophone specialist, Ustad Bismillah Khan was a famous Shehnai player. Let's find something more about Ustad Bismillah Khan. A musical instrument called pungi was banned by Emperor Aurangzeb for its shrill, unpleasant sound. The history, we are discussing about the origin of Shehnai. So it dates back to the days of Aurangzeb. When Aurangzeb ruled over India, he had banned the playing of pungi, or we also call it bean in our region. It was banned because of its shrill sound, unpleasant sound. If you remember the story by Mulk Raj Anand, the lost child, there too, the father of the child felt the sound of the music instrument played by the snake charmer was coarse. The snake charmer was playing this pungi and it was shrill and unpleasant. That's why he found it coarse. Now this instrument, pungi, was perfected by a barber who belonged to a family of musicians. Now this Shehnai was first played in the court of a Shah by a Nai. Hence it got named as Shahnai. He played it in the chamber of the king. Its sound was appreciated by the emperor. Since it was born in Shah's chamber and perfected by a Nai, it was named Shahnai. That we discussed. Now, early part Shehnai was a part of Naubat. It was played in the royal courts. Of the 9 musical instruments played in the royal courts, Shehnai became one of them. Later it moved on to, it was played in the temples before the image of god and goddesses. It was played on every occasion, auspicious occasion. Gradually it became popular, and most of the credit for popularity of Shehnai goes to Ustad Bismillah Khan, because he took Shehnai away from the temples and gave it a classical stage. The Ustad Bismillah Khan belonged to the Banaras Gharana. He was born in 1916 at Dumrao in Bihar. As a 5-year-old boy, he would play Galli Danda near a pond. He used to visit Bihariji temple and sing Bhojpuri Chaita there. He would earn a big laddu from the local Maharaja as a prize. The laddu weighed 1.25 kilograms. His family members, all his family members, his father, his grandfather, all played Shehnai in the court of the king of Bhojpur. Right, that was their job. And so he came from a musical background, but it was his maternal uncle, Ali Baksh, who motivated him, who inspired him to become a Shehnai player, to take up Shehnai, to learn how to play a Shehnai. It was the credit of his maternal uncle. At the age of 6, he moved to Benares. His uncle Ali Baksh introduced him to the nuances of playing Shehnai. He was deeply devoted to music. He used to spend most of his time practicing on the bank of river Ganga. The themes of his music are deeply affected by the flowing waters of Ganga. Now you see, first he looked for a secular place, the Ghats of Benares, the Mangal Maiya temple. These were all places which he found secluded, and there he calmly kept on practicing Shehnai. He had developed a deep liking for that music instrument, and he learned playing Shehnai from his maternal uncle Ali Baksh. Since he practiced sitting next to the river Ganges, his music is greatly affected by the sound of its flowing water. He got the Best Performer Award at All India Music Conference in Allahabad in 1930. He was just 14 years old. In 1937, he bagged 3 medals at the music conference in Calcutta. So gradually, he was being known outside Banaras. Like he visited music conference Allahabad, he won awards there. He visited music conferences Calcutta, he got awards there. So he was getting recognized now. He was becoming a household name when it came to playing Shehnai. But his big break came in 1938 with the opening of All India Radio in Lucknow, where he got a permanent job. And when he played his Shehnai tune over the radio, he became immensely popular all over India. And you can, if you think about popularity, just go by how he was invited to play Shehnai from the ramparts of Delhi Fort on 15th August 1947. Shehnai is always, in India, Shehnai is played during auspicious occasions, and what would be more auspicious than the freedom of the country? And who should play Shehnai? The best Shehnai player available, and that was Ustad Bismillah Khan. He won many international awards as well. He loved Banaras and Dumrao and declined an offer from one of his states to settle in one of his students to settle in United States. Now, he performed in Afghanistan, the first foreign country he visited there, and he won their hearts. He performed in Canada, Montreal, he performed in Osaka, Japan, he performed at Cannes, he performed in Tehran, the capital of Iran. Even Iraq, a music conference building auditorium is named after Ustad Bismillah Khan. That tells something about his popularity. After that, he tried, there was a film producer who was so fond of his Shehnai play that he named a movie after Shehnai. The name of the movie was Goonj Uthi Shehnai, and Bismillah Khan was the music director of that movie. The movie was a huge success, and its music was considered super hit. One of its famous songs is Dil Ka Khilona Hai Toot Gaya. That was a chart buster. Other than that, he did a South Indian movie too, but he found Mumbai very artificial. So he decided to go back to Benares, where he felt most comfortable. This is a sign that shows he gave up a promising career in movie industry to stay in Benares. That tells us about something about his love for Benares. There is another example for his love for Benares. Once a student of his gave him an offer to move to United States and head a music school. He promised to recreate the entire ambience of Benares within the campus. But Bismillah Khan declined the offer. He asked his students if he could make Ganga flow in that campus. Because he said it's not only Benares, it's Ganga. Whenever I am in Benares, I miss the matha of Dumrao, the buttermilk of Dumrao. And whenever I am outside Benares, I miss Benares and the river Ganga. So that was very important for him. His love for India is depicted through his interview with Shekhar Gupta. When he was asked why didn't he move with his family members to Pakistan during the partition, he said going out of Benares and Ganga, leaving without Ganga, it was not possible for him. So he just believed it was impossible for him to live without Ganga. That was his main problem. So this shows that he loved India as well. He didn't want to leave India for the sake of just because a Muslim, on the basis of religion, a separate country was made, and he being a Muslim and a celebrity would have got huge respect over had he moved there, and many senior musicians had moved, but he declined. So this is most about it. When he has won all the prestigious Indian award, including the Bharat Ratna, for his contribution towards music. And he believed that every Indian family should to teach their children Indian values and Indian arts. So that was his message when he won the Bharat Ratna. Well, this will be all for this week. Hope to I will come back with more videos next week. Till then, you take care and stay safe.